Hello and welcome to the Inspiring Life School podcast. This is your host, Vidakovic, and on this podcast, I'll be sharing with you the most valuable strategies to live your one wildly beautiful and most precious life. Because this is it, my friend. In case you haven't guessed, when it comes to life, there's no rewind or pause button that exists. They say that the way that you spend your days is the way that you spend your life. So my one and only goal here is to help you stop wasting your time, stop holding yourself back in life, stop experiencing non-stop negative mind chatter, stop just dreaming without doing, and start living life fearlessly instead, with more purpose, focus, and intention. I sincerely want you to live life in a way that when you come to the end of it, you know deep down in your heart that you 100% gave it your all, flaws and all. This podcast is not about doing life perfectly. Instead, it is about experiencing and living life with more clarity and courage and truly appreciating this precious adventure that we are so blessed to be on. So if you're with me here today, it's time to stop spinning in circles, get off the hamster wheel for good, put your hands back on the steering wheel of your life, and finally start living life in a way that you won't later regret. With that being said, let's dive on in. Welcome to the Inspiring Life School podcast. I'm your host, Vidakovic, and in today's episode, we're going to be chatting about the B word, and then we're going to take things a layer deeper. We're going to go super deep, and we're going to discuss specifically the yin and yang of life. So just a heads up, we are going to go so deep into how life works in this episode today. So just be prepared to have everything that you think is quite black and white in life to be shaken at its core. So you're probably wondering, what is this B word that I am referring to in the title of a show? It refers to the song that I was just listening to yesterday on the way home from wheelchair soccer with my son, and it was a song by Meredith Brooks called Bitch. So depending on how old you are, you may or may not be familiar with this song. It's from 1997. So if you haven't heard it, I definitely encourage you to go and listen to it today. But it really perfectly encapsulates the duality of life and the duality of our personalities as human beings living in this world. Humans who are flawed yet perfectly formed, humans who are good, and then we have some not so great parts about us too. Humans who sometimes succeed, sometimes fail. Humans who are brave and at the same time scared, who have faith but also doubt, who step outside their comfort zone and then love their comfort zone at the same time. So I just wanted to share with you just some of the lyrics here, and this is how they go. It's I hate the world today. You're so good to me and I know I can't change. Try to tell you, but you look at me like maybe I'm an angel underneath, innocent and sweet. Yesterday I cried. You must have been relieved to see the softer side. I can understand how you'd be so confused. I don't envy you. I'm a little bit of everything all rolled into one. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a child and I'm a mother. I'm a sinner and I'm a saint, and I do not feel ashamed. I'm your hell and I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. And you know you wouldn't want it any other way. Rest assured that when I start to make you nervous and I'm going to extremes, tomorrow I will change it and today won't mean a thing. Just when you think you've got me figured out, the season's already changing. I'm your hell, I'm your dream, I'm nothing in between, and you know you wouldn't want it any other way. I'm a bitch, I'm a tease, I'm a goddess on my knees. When you hurt, when you suffer, I'm your angel undercover. I've been numb, I'm revived, can't say I'm not alive. You know you wouldn't want it any other way. So why am I mentioning it? It was really hard to read those lyrics without breaking into a tune. But why am I mentioning this potentially long forgotten song on this episode today? Because seriously, this is what we are all like. We are all combined of all the stuff, all the flip sides of the same coin. We are messy in the same ways we're organized. We're as deep as we can be shallow. We are as driven as much as we can be lazy. We're as motivated as much as we are unmotivated. And I know as a Gemini, this is something I recognized in myself many years ago. I know everyone used to joke that Geminis have this thing like a split two-faced personalities. But the way that I always felt that this star sign fit me to a T is because I knew deep down that I was everything and anything all at the same time. I had the potential to be both things at once. I could flitter from one extreme to the other. I was as introverted as I was extroverted, as quiet as I was loud, as studious as I had the potential to be a procrastinator, as deep as I was shallow. It's like Meredith Brooks said in that amazing song. I love it. I'm a little bit of everything all rolled into one. And this is where I step in to tell you, it's totally okay to be the same, a little bit of everything all rolled into one. And I wanted to demonstrate to you today, that everything in life is actually exactly like this. There are positive and negative qualities to everything that surrounds us. And I'm going to use the example because I'm looking at my dogs right now. So with my dogs, we've got two lovely dogs, Scooter, who's our King Charles Cavalier, and Sabre is our Doberman. Now, if you were to ask me about all the things that I don't particularly love about our dogs, I'd probably have a little list ready and waiting for you. I dislike it. The other day we had our carpets cleaned. Afterwards, the carpets were literally spotless. And that first thing the next day, I'm not even kidding, they trod back into the house with their muddy paw prints, they'd been outside, and everything was just felt like it had been ruined. And then I'll use the example when it comes to holidays. Like, I don't love the fact that now we've got 2 dogs. We can't just take on vacation and long holidays like we used to. I have to give some thought to who's going to take care of them, especially like Saber's a bigger dog. So sometimes it's just easier to stay at home, because when it was like Scooter, he's like really cute and little. It was really easy for my in-laws to mind them so we could go off on holidays for months or weeks at a stretch. But now we've got Saber, and like she requires 2 long 1-hour walks a day. And it isn't as easy now, like just to pass her on to someone else because she's a bigger commitment. And these dogs always like want to be with me. And I'm pretty sure like there hasn't been one episode that I've recorded for this podcast without you guys probably hearing Scooter snoring heavily in the background. I promise you, like I've tried to put him outside the room and he'll just like cry. So he's like in every episode, probably snoring away. I can hear him right now. And even though the things that I just listed are a little bit annoying, like that's the annoying thing that comes from having 2 dogs, could I live life without them? Because you might say, well, why do you have dogs if you're complaining about them? I promise you, like I could not live life without them. The flip side of this coin, okay, that 2-sided coin, is their love and devotion to me and my family. I honestly think that no one in this world has ever loved me in the same way that Scooter loves me. And that's saying a lot because I'm pretty loved, but I'm just saying it's like next level adoration. And the warmth of their bodies when they snuggle next to me, whenever I'm working or reading or doing anything that just allows them opportunity to like glue themselves to the sides of my body. And I actually miss them so much when I'm not with them. Like I would joke about, I'd love to go away without them. And then like if I ever do go somewhere, I'm already like missing them like crazy, just wanting to be with them. And even though I work from home, I feel like I'm never alone. They're just 2 beautiful souls with these beating hearts who make our life, not just my life, our family's life, feel complete. So even though I've used a really simple example here, everything in life is exactly the same. There are good bits and not so lovely bits about everything, about being married, about being single, about working from home, about working from, outside the home, about being a mum, about being childless. You can find examples of where this is true for everything in life. There's the good and there's the bad. And this is what people refer to when they speak about the yin and yang of life. So yin and yang is this complex relational concept in the Chinese culture. It's been developed over thousands of years. And the symbol, I think you're probably all familiar with it, just represents the interconnectedness of this world and how there can be no positive without a negative, no open without a close, no light without a shadow. Okay, yin and yang cannot exist without the other. So I've got some examples of things that can't exist without the other here. So I'm going to share them with you. And this list includes life and death, light and dark, day and night, summer and winter, feminine and masculine, white and black, passive and active, stillness and motion, wet and dry, soft and hard, heavy and light, water and fire, heat and cold, positive and negative, hollow and solid, back and front, sun and moon, fast and slow, expressive and introspective, thoughts and feelings, upward and downward, active and calm, rising and sinking, using energy and storing energy, rigid and flexible, large and small, upper and lower, south and north, east and west, water and air, simple and detailed, awake and sleep, aggressive and meek, chaos and order, the unknown and the known, bad and good, imperfect and perfect, consuming and producing. Oh my gosh, so that list was pretty long and I could probably go on and on and on because the examples exist everywhere around you, in everything and in you too. Because you are both. You aren't just some rigid fixed point in the spectrum. You have it all within you. And so does everyone and everything in this world. And I share this with you so that you don't think there's something wrong with you if you're being a little bitchy like the song goes, because we all have a little bit of bitchiness inside of us, just like we have that niceness too. Some of us just try harder to shove those like what we consider to be really bad into the dark recesses of our soul, but it is always there inside us all. And the sooner that we openly embrace the duality of life in ourselves, in others, in the world, the more free we will feel because nothing has gone wrong. Okay, nothing has gone wrong if you're having a terrible moment, if you're showing up in life a little bit more hellish and less dreamish on Sundays, if sometimes you love everything about parenting and sometimes you hate everything about parenting, if sometimes you want to run away from it all and other days you want to hold on to everyone so tightly as if you feel like you can't breathe. Okay, this is what being a complex human being looks like in life. We are all the one and we're all the same. And this is the yin and yang of life. The good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. Like this is all normal. This is exactly the way that it was always supposed to be. So I know this has been a deeper lesson than usual, but I'm sharing it with you today because I want this message to truly sink into the core of your heart and soul. Like, because when you really accept it, it has the power to set you free. You are everything and anything all rolled into one. And nothing has gone wrong, the fact that you are like this, because everything in this world has the same duality inside of them too. So that is it, my friend, for today's episode. Please know if you want further help, like transforming the relationship that you have with yourself, with your partner, with your kids, with your body, with your business, with your goals, I created for you like so many very specific courses and coaching products that will take you so much deeper, like next level deep into everything. And I share with you inside those courses and products the exact strategies that you can embrace today to radically change your life tomorrow. Like tomorrow, you could be seeing the world through a completely different set of eyes. And when you change the way that you view yourself and life, I promise this is when you begin to see new results in your life, because nothing changes until you change. So for more info, check out inspiringlifeschool.com, and I'm going to catch you in the next episode. You know, I love and appreciate you all. Until next time, much love, my friends. Thank you so much for listening to the Inspiring Life School podcast. I really appreciate you allowing me to be a part of your life. If you'd love to stay in touch, please know that you can always find me on Instagram at Frances Vidakovic, or you can visit my website, inspiringmumlife.com, where you can sign up and receive so many amazing freebies that I've created just for you to help you implement all my teachings into practice. There you'll also find all my online courses, resources and programs that I've created to help you up-level your life in seriously the simplest way possible, so that you can ultimately create for yourself a life that feels simpler, lighter, and allows you to show up in a way that you love as your best and most authentic version of yourself. Now remember, this podcast is all about not just dreaming but also doing, because to create true sustainable change in your life, you need to be willing to do things differently. And that's what I'm here to support you to do every single step along the way, so that you too can begin to live your one wild and precious life with less stress, less overwhelm, less drama, and instead with zero regrets. Finally, if this podcast resonates with you at all and you appreciate the content, I would absolutely love for you to show your support by leaving me a review on Apple Podcasts. I'm on a mission to help more people wake up to the preciousness of life and to help them live their days with more intention and purpose, and your review will help make this goal of mine possible. Well, once again, thank you so much. I have loved spending this time with you, and I look forward to connecting with you again. I am Frances Vidakovic, and you have been listening to the Inspiring Life School podcast.